I'm not gonna scan anyone.
I've got triple off. My Jackson's own triple off.
Sorry. Congratulations everyone for making
Welcome back to the Playlive Melbourne Millions. I am your host, Josh Abity, and I'm here with a very special guest today. In the booth with me, Mr. Eric Baldwin. What's going on, buddy?
Hello. Hello.
The final table of the 3K Mammoth. I believe you were just missed being on this final table yourself. Is that correct?
Yeah, some people would call it a torch. I like to think it was playing for the win. At least that's what I tell myself. And now I get to further digest the pain of not being there by calling some of the action.
Yeah. Well, that's good. You can watch some of your rivals and remind yourself why you went for it.
Beat myself up for not taking a lower variance route. We'll see what we got today.
It's all a matter of perspective, right?
Yeah.
We are here, if you guys do not know, if you're living under a rock, from 129 York Street in South Melbourne. This is the Playlive Melbourne Millions, our flagship series here at Playlive. And we're going to jump straight into the action here. Amin Riazadi opening up the ace-6 in the cutoff. And we got a jam from Felton with ace-queen on the button.
still possible, right?
Amin actually does have a 6 as an out. That's not going to do it. That's going to be him out in first place. So actually, I think I might have misunderstood the action here. I think Amin jammed and Cooper rejammed as the chip leader to isolate him.
Maybe not so
So
much.
much like in the 6 max, Amin is going to be our first casualty here on this final table.
Oh yeah, he went out early the other day at the FT as well. That's some pain for him for sure.
Yeah, 7th place, but I mean, he's had a couple of final tables in a row this series, so
Yeah, he's a tough player, man. I tell you what, I've been impressed at the level of play from some of the players down here, and just hearing people talk, and sitting around and listening. Melbourne's got some poker talent, man, and some people that are hungry for it.
absolutely, yeah. I think this is definitely one of the most underrated scenes in the world in terms of strength. Do you find that to be generally accurate so far?
It's like
I tell you what, yeah, I didn't really come in with much in terms of expectations, just because that's how I like to go about things. But yeah, I was struck, especially in the 1500 6 max the other day. It didn't take me long to figure out that you
it
can't.
probably gets better as well.
You can't completely let your guard down and just ABC your way to chipping up here. These people. There's also like an awesome competitive spirit amongst the player group that I've picked up on, and nobody's here to give up chips easily. And honestly, it makes for a really fun environment.
Love to hear that. And look at this. This seems to be a consistent theme for some reason, where the buy-ins are kind of like matching the field size, where we got just under 50K up top. That does seem to be kind of a common outcome lately. Not a bad payday for a day and a half at the office.
Are you kidding me? This has been incredible. Like every day I come here, play an amazing tournament, have the time of my life, and there's like a great number up top to play for. Like this is the dream right here.
Good luck.
You're obviously no stranger to big scores yourself. Couple of WSOP bracelets, almost 10 million in earnings. We have a saying here on the stream. We say, must be nice.
Well, I've been at it a while too, so
How long have you been playing full time? It's been...
well, I started playing online in college, so I would say I first started playing online poker 25 years ago, which is strange to hear at this point in my life.
Probably older than our average viewer.
Oh my God, don't put it that way. That's brutal. But then, like full-time professionally, approximately 22 years. So yeah, I'd like to think I've got a bit of a unique perspective, and having seen some different eras of poker, and obviously primary knowledge to me is maybe not obviously, but I live in Las Vegas and I don't travel a ton compared to a lot of poker pros. So I know the Las Vegas poker scene. I've seen it develop. I have traveled. I've always got my eye on what's going on. So hopefully I'm able to provide some valuable insight or whatever the people want to hear.
I have said this on the stream before when you weren't here. I do think you're one of the most underrated players in poker.
Thanks, man.
Don't get enough credit. And wow, the chatter is just going maximum. We have David Saab on the table. Not sure if you played with Saab. Yeah, I believe you did.
Yep.
Obviously known for his speech play. Quite a chatty guy.
He's got the gift of gab, as they say, for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah, a bit famous, maybe even infamous for it here in Melbourne. And look at this table. We got Joshua Chen. He won the Six Max, of course. You got heads up with him.
Yeah.
Quite a tough opponent. A good friend of mine in Troy McLean and Cooper Feltham. Some of Australia's, most known kind of traveling professionals.
Cool.
And let's see. We got David Saab, of course. Lachlan Crilly, also one of the strong professional players. And then Mr. Richmond. I like this name, but I'm not sure who that is exactly.
Nor am I, but I got a feeling we're going to see some entertainment out of Mr. Richmond. Just the vibe I get.
Yeah, from just choosing to put your name in the system as Mr. Richmond, right? I feel like that's
he seems like a character, man.
That's a green flag for action. We are going to get the table volume turned down a little bit, guys. I just messaged our tech team to get that adjusted. Because of the delay, it is going to take 20 minutes to hear that change, so apologies in the meanwhile. We will try and talk over them. I am going to turn them down on our own headsets a little bit.
I see you try to trap it.
You're so funny, dude.
There's nothing wrong with the limping with the ace line, by the way. That's fine.
I know.
Saab off to the races with his usual stuff.
It's only
Now, if you are just joining us for the first time, or maybe you've joined us before but haven't done so yet, if you're enjoying the stream, give us a follow on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitch. We are at Playlive Melbourne or at Playlive Melbourne Official on all those platforms. We super duper appreciate it. Our YouTube is a brand new channel. I think the first stream was literally the first time anything was done on it. We have like 300 subscribers already. So yeah, really appreciate everyone coming out and supporting us there. We are going to be commentating almost every day this series. We have a couple of days off, but you'll see this, and we have a very special event tonight, a live stream invitation only game that I don't believe you'll be in the booth because I heard you're gonna be on the table.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's been a minute since I did anything like this, or to be honest with you, since I played any No Limit Cash. But yeah, looking forward to the opportunity. I've been told there's quite the cast of characters coming in, so we're looking to have some fun tonight, and hope everyone will hang around and join in.
Absolutely, yeah. We have everyone from yourself and Abby all the way to Tour de France competitors. We got some local D-Gen influencers. That is a self-proclaimed title. I did not choose to market them that way. They asked me to present it that way. And a couple of Australian legends in sport and various other places. Some names you might not be as familiar with.
Sure.
Given that you're coming from, from England to the U.S., you say across the pond.
Yeah, what
Australia
do you say?
to America, across the entire Pacific Ocean. What's the nice way to say 16-hour flight across the whole world?
Oof, neck pillows and compression socks. That was my it was my first voyage to Australia, and that was what I came up with to help myself on the journey.
Smart being proactive.
Yeah. And you know what though? Like we were talking about this a little bit the other day. Coming into it, I'm like, oh man, 15, 16 hour flight. I'm fearing what it's gonna be like. And it turns out you get there and you get on a plane and then it takes off and you sit there for 15, 16 hours and then you get here.
And then you're there, right?
It's pretty amazing, man. And I was happy to have had my perspective change like that because Melbourne is certainly someplace that I look forward to returning to.
Awesome. Yeah, hope to see you here every year for Millions if we can get you down here. I do think it really is a matter of perspective. So many people, they're like, oh, I've always wanted to go to Australia, but it's so far, yada, yada, yada. And I always tell them, it's like, you're not the one flying the plane, man. All you got to do is just sit in your chair, watch shit on your iPad, and get fed and drinks as part of the experience. Like, you know.
Yeah, you're not serving the drinks.
Yeah. You're not doing anything, you know what I mean? And so I do think like a lot of people stop themselves. Now, of course, if it's a financial thing, always respect that. Not cheap to go around the world. But I will say the flights from the West Coast to Australia and back are a lot cheaper than you'd expect.
Mine was far more reasonable than I was expecting when I went to book it, honestly. I think mine was between $1,200 and $1,300 USD round trip. And then got a little lucky with a little exit row opening up on
that's
game
massive.
day, and yeah, and here we are.
And I mean, look, like that's the same price as flying to Europe, right? And people go to Europe all the time. As Americans, that's like the default, you know, mode. I want to go on an exotic vacation.
Yeah, and you know what? Your money, your USD
Goes a lot further here, huh?
Absolutely, absolutely. Once you get here, and then obviously at Playlive, the hospitality is out of this world. And you know, if you're coming from Vegas, you're going to be used to spending, you know, 40 to 80 USD a day between like food, beverage, and tips. And here, that's been refreshing, just with you know, the model that Playlive operates with, and
free 99, baby, everyone's favorite price.
oh my God, and the tipping culture here, you know, it's different, and once you get used to it, it's refreshing as a player. So yeah, don't let
I believe it.
don't let cost deter you from giving us a look.
Absolutely. Lachlan Crilly here with the Queen 10 of Spades. Got under 6 bigs. Surely this one's just going in the middle every time.
If you get into a conflict,
Yeah.
I mean, it makes it more intimidating, I guess.
Kind of nice when you're this short to find a spot in the cutoff, because obviously you don't feel like you have too much fold equity. So it is nice to, you know, have only 3 players to get through, right?
Yeah. I mean, you're happy to look down at this one as opposed to a more fringe candidate for sure.
Natural cushion.
Unless someone wakes up with Queens Plus, you're gonna have a fighting shot here.
And look at this, a weird spot for Josh Chen.
Small blind.
Second shortest, King 10 in the small blind. We obviously can see that his hand is good. Now, Crilly didn't jam. He did, you know, commit himself. He sort of announced a theoretical jam, leaving some room behind in case it goes jam, and he wants to get away from it in the name of a pay jump. What are you doing here if you're Josh Chen with the King 10?
where I decide
Okay, how many bigs is this?
I feel a little offended.
It's just under 6.
And then I go out of my way to stack them.
Yeah, I'd have to
Like,
look
I'm okay
at like
with
the
his
chip
box.
distribution. My
Right, and I cover him.
instinct is it's like
So he is my
bottom
natural
of the range
predator, but he
call,
has
or
position.
you know,
right?
one of the
But I'm
best
the better
hands that you
player.
fold. I
So,
honestly don't think it's a huge deal to you either
Lose the battle,
way.
but you win the war. That's how I say it.
Does choose to call.
Control that, but
So it's interesting that Lachlan left himself, it appears, 0.8 BBs back. I think in a spot like this, he's not leaving some back
yeah, of course.
in order to get away if there's tremendous amount of action behind him. But maybe there's some nodes where, or obviously it'd be one node, but if it checks down, he can preserve that 0.8 BBs. I don't know if there's ever any boards or situations where that becomes a thing.
But he opens the door for himself, right, to theoretically just barely hang in there.
Plus, it's kind of fun, you know? You say,
I swear that's like 90% of the reason people do it. And he finds the queen on the turn. That is going to be massive for him.
wow.
But it is the queen of diamonds.
you know,
But
Yeah,
they'll still
yeah,
die.
he does
that's a lie.
Okay, I'm going to get you a little bit closer to your mic here.
Actually, I don't think that's
You
a lie.
can, the arm extends.
Couldn't tell you. Probably not.
Cool. No problem.
I'm going to adjust the settings a little bit. Thank you in the chat. If you can't hear us clearly, always let us know. I turned us down a little bit just because that also, for us, turns down the table chatter. But the tech team has adjusted that. So once the delay catches up,
You regret not protecting your hand on the flop?
In the meantime, you want me to talk extra loud?
yeah, just go ahead and yell into the mic real quick. A little bit of screamo. You ever have a punk phase?
I don't know if it was punk. Definitely like some hard rock weight room music as a rage outlet.
Yeah,
a young
in the
man.
younger years. I think that's a rite of passage, right? You're from the Midwest, so that kind of comes with the territory, I believe.
Yeah, we were just back in the Midwest over Christmas and New Year's, and all the radio stations on the FM are the same, and it was reminding me very much so of the music I grew up around, and the hard rock station was still the only one that was really palatable.
Oh, Troy McLean here with the pocket
I'll take
queens.
3 cards, that's good enough.
Now, Troy was short on the direct bubble. I know that because I follow his Instagram stories religiously. Like one of the most entertaining people to sweat on the gram.
Yeah, he's an entertaining dude. I had the pleasure of playing with Troy last night. I've played with David. I played with Lachlan. Briefly with Mr. Richmond. Josh, the event he won, I got second place in. So
Unlucky, buddy.
Yeah. The other 2 I have not played with yet this trip.
Now, looking at the stack distributions here,
Dad's my dad.
we've seen this kind of configuration a couple of times where it's very top and bottom heavy, right? We only have kind of one middling stack in Perry Jeffs.
Yeah, if you're Perry, just like get comfortable, buddy, because you're gonna want to
Sitting in
play
jail.
solid, and yeah, you're gonna want to play solid and hope things go your way for a minute, and just be ready for when dynamics change. You know.
Troy McLean getting a pretty nice flop here. Cooper with the standard defend and the big blind with the 9-8 of hearts, flops middle pair and some backdoors. Definitely won't be going anywhere to 1 bet.
No, let's see the size.
Hey, look at this. Shout outs to my dad in the Facebook chat. Ooh, and a repeat 9 on the turn. That could be Troy McLean's tournament, depending on how this action goes.
Yeah, this is trolling me. I bubbled the FT in the 2K with queens against 10-9 suited.
Having some
9 on the
flashbacks?
flop, 9 on the river in my case, but yeah.
Guys, if you're in the chat, give my pops a shout out, huh?
What's up, Sam? What's up, Pops?
Little love for the pops. Did a decent job raising me, I think. We're still here. We're not dead, so. Jack of diamonds. Now, is that ever slowing the action down? If you're Cooper, are you ever leading here for value?
You gotta forgive me. I haven't been following the action.
So when
I've been
check
hanging
call on
out.
the flop, check call on the turn.
Oh, he check called the turn, and now we've got half pot back. Oh, okay. So yeah, this is an interesting spot. You do see leads in this spot, in
Oh, he
similar
does opt
situations.
for the lead all in, and this is a nightmare scenario if you're Troy McLean. He was 3rd to last in chips. He does pay it off. Hands a little bit too strong to fold, and that is going to be it for his tournament life.
Yeah, GG Troy. Having the queen of diamonds obviously is not a card you want to have there if you're beat, because it just blocks some of your opponent's value. Yeah, that's just tough. Bad run out, unlucky Troy.
That is going to be unlucky, but he does get 7,300 for his trouble. The blinds are up now, 12-24 with the 24. And look at this, Josh Chen, 2.3 bigs. I mean, he must be thrilled to find that pay jump.
Oh yeah, ladders like that are great.
I definitely played you because I have you on Facebook.
Oh, really? Put it together. We solved the puzzle. Which meant that I guess I must have liked
24-24.
We got Cooper and David Saab reminiscing a little bit on the table, seeing how they know each other. It's always funny when people are like, have we met before? It's like, bro, we're friends on Facebook. It's like, well, does that count? You know, that's always a tough question.
Yeah, that'll be more recent. Might have been more recent.
For the audience that doesn't know, you and I obviously met on the table this past World Series of Poker.
Yeah.
I was having a very tilting day. The day after, I've told this story on stream twice now because I am one to hold a grudge. Day after WSOP canceled one of their online events in the middle while I was chip leading.
Oh yeah, they handled that so poorly, and it most negatively impacted people in your exact position. Like I've told you, I would have been absolutely livid. And it's funny you say that because, like, yeah, the day we met, I was it was like the middle of the series. I bricked a bunch of straight events, and I was just kind of in a bad mood that day as well. So maybe we sensed it.
Yeah, I think there's a bit of commiseration.
Yeah, could have been.
I think we also had Mr. Barry Uzi on the table, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nice guy, strong player, great content creator as well.
tell them.
100%.
100%.
Harry Jeff's king 6 of hearts here on the button. Do expect to find it open here. Now, we've seen some people utilize this on a couple of the live streams. Do you like to mix up your sizing on the button or under the gun versus other positions?
I think in a final table situation, the bigger driving factor with changing your sizing is the size of the stacks, both potentially on the button and in the big blind. So this would be a spot where, you know, you're more happy than you usually are just for chips taking it down pre-flop because both of those blinds cover you. So, you know, the theoretical adjustment might be to play a little tighter range for a little bit bigger size.
Sizing. Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And it really can just put so much pressure on you. It really does suck when you're in just position. You're third in chips, and when you're on the button where you have your best opportunity to pick up pots, the blinds are both the chip leaders.
Yeah, he's got a bad seat and a bad stack size. Like, he's just in about as negative of a situation as you can have.
Oh, look at this. This might be an action flop. Flush draw for Saab. Bottom pair and some backdoors for Jeffs. Do expect this to go check most of the time here.
Yeah, you definitely want to have a polar betting strategy here as the in-position player being covered at a final table. And David's capable of doing anything, so I'm happy to check this one back and see a lot of turn cards that I'm able to see the river a lot here when I check flop. If he does bet, it'll be interesting to see how David reacts.
He looks like he's deep in the tank here. Very much considering what to do. Now, when someone tanks for this long, does that change your impression of their hand at all?
Yeah, but it could be in multiple ways. You know, this is a unique scenario in that I have no idea how often this player's played on a live stream. You know, like, you get in a moment like this, it can be a lot to process, and people react in different ways. So, you know, sometimes, you know, if I'm playing against a high roller and they take longer, they could just be balancing their timing, or they could be genuinely thinking. Each scenario is different, but there's certainly a lot you can make out of timing in certain situations.
So I just want to clarify the rules here. According to this casino's rules, even though the last aggressive action was my friend here on the button, if I check, that means I must open first. Is that correct? Yes. Pass. Next time, please.
Doesn't want to show the suited 3-deuce. The queen-queen run out is very good for Jeffs. Gets a nice clean run out, just checks it down.
Yeah, and that's a nice pot to win if you're him. You know, like, that's a significant boost to his chip stack percentage-wise, and it chips away a little bit at one of the people that covers you by so much on your left. There's something to be said for just getting a little bit of momentum, especially at the start of a final table. You know, it just allows you to relax a little bit, maybe get a little bit of confidence going. So yeah, that's a nice pot for Perry there.
Absolutely. If this place had cash games or even sit and goes, it'd be heaven for us Melbourne players. I think it's heaven on earth already, but we are always looking to expand. Always have to make sure what we're doing is allowed with the man upstairs. So
Sure.
taking it one day at a time, but do hope to offer more and more products as time goes on, hoping to even expand outside of poker as well. Looking to get into some tournaments going upstairs during the week outside of series times.
Oh, really?
Yeah, looking at Magic the Gathering,
Cool.
chess, some of the esports spaces.
Very cool.
Try and make this a bit of a mecca to all things games.
I tell you what, it's a beautiful space for it, both inside and out. Like, this thing is just dropped into just a gorgeous, gorgeous place. And the inside is no letdown from there.
Absolutely. Man, when we first moved in here, it looked like shit. It was an office building that had been left empty for a couple of years, so we really put a lot of work into making it nice. Like, we're looking at the ceiling right now. And you see all that black tile. We did every single one of those tiles manually.
That's beautiful too. It really does a lot for it, honestly. Like, yeah, I like the feel in here. You know, like it's a poker room, so it's nice to have like a little bit of a less sterile feel to it.
Absolutely. I wanted to give it a little bit of personality. Shout outs to Nick Thompson in the chat, my boy. So we got an open here on the button. Jack 10 of hearts from Feldham, and I like this 3-bet from Saab. 8-9 of diamonds.
All right, here comes the pressure, huh?
And he doesn't skip a beat. Still telling his story.
Oh yeah, he doesn't stop, man.
It's quite impressive, right?
It is. Not everybody can do what he does. And self-admittedly at the table last night, like he knows he's like a polarizing figure at the poker table. And if you got someone that's got the gift of gab and knows how to play off of it, you know, that can be a difficult opponent to know how to handle.
Absolutely. Both players finding a piece here. Saab with middle pair, Felton with top pair. 3-bets into checks. Do you like the check here on this board texture as the pre-flop 3-better?
I think so. I mean, in theory, I think he's supposed to have a pretty polar.
Oh, look at this turn. 2 pair for Saab, top pair still, and the open ender for Cooper. This could get expensive.
Yeah, neither one of them super motivated to make this a gigantic bloated pot here, though. So I could see this going check even, or 1-bet going in, and it could be from either player, honestly.
Yeah, it's one of those interesting dynamics, right, when you're sharing the chip lead with someone. Oftentimes it kind of depends on what the personalities are like, right? There's the people that really want to be like, no, I'm the table captain, I'm the chip leader.
Yes, there's different trains of thought with it. Like, do you want to win that first battle and take the chip lead? Or do you want to be like the ICM theory aware person that's like avoiding confrontation because, you know...
This is the one person that hurts to battle with, right?
Yes.
So we do get a value bet here from Saab. Don't expect Feltham to ever be folding here. Is taking his time though. Cooper, a very, very strong player. One of the stronger players in Australia. One thing I love about his game is he always takes his time and thinks. He's not like an annoying tanker, but he never makes a snap decision. Even in simple things, you see he's very measured.
Yeah, and players like that simply have a reason for doing what they're doing. That's, you know, you're going to struggle to exploit a player like that very much.
The book, Warren, to answer your question, if you want to see the schedule, I don't know everything on the schedule off the top of my head. Apologies. We got a lot of stuff running. The mini main is running all day today. We have 2 flights of that, but we do have satellites for those as well. So there's one at 12 and one at 5. Those are $150 satellites, and I believe it's 1 in 5 gets into the mini main. So if you want to take a crack at getting into the mini main for a bit cheaper, that is possible. Those satellites have been big. We've been getting like 70 runners in each of those satellites. It's been crazy.
Oh, it's been amazing. The room's been buzzing ever since I got here. It's yeah, it's fun. And you know, whether you're looking to satellite in for an event cheaper or ready to dive right into any of the main featured events on the schedule, Playlive's got something for you.
Awesome. Hope to see you down here, man. Yeah, we really do try and accommodate all the buy-in ranges outside of our series, generally running much kind of, you know, on the lower side, the 200 to 300 range throughout the week, sometimes lower than that as well. And then we'll run our 600 Sunday every Sunday. And look at this bet here from Saab. Went 250 into about 650. So, you know,
yeah, his line's very reasonable here. He identified that he didn't want to play some massive bloated pot here because simply your 2-pair, like if you're playing a big pot, your 2-pair is no longer good. So yeah, and he's also, you know, if he's checking flush draws on the flop, which I assume he is at some frequency, you know, he's totally uncapped here as well. So he's going to be able to, you know, realize all his equity for a very reasonable price and control the size of the pot in a way he's comfortable with here.
Go on and say, hey, listen, I'm in a hand, I'm thinking, please be quiet. But now that you've opened the gate and you're
in
on
the
the
speech
verge
play.
of making a decision, let me speak to you. We can talk about all sorts
Cooper
of
says, "You gone very quiet." Saab giving him a speech.
I was trying to
about how I'm happy to yap at you mid-hand if you're opening the gate, saying he was trying to be respectful, but
Yeah, he's going to work.
Hey Corza, so the blinds are built into the software. The way this live streaming stuff works is that this overlay that you see on screen comes straight out of the software. So we surprisingly don't have that much control over that. We've been looking to mess around with different skins so that we can get the blinds showing all the time. We are just a couple days into streaming, so apologies if we don't have everything figured out just yet. But we liked this red and black. I will get that figured out in the next couple of days. But for now, you will see it cut to the blind levels periodically. And you can also see it in the top right.
Yeah, okay.
And we just, yeah, exactly. Shout outs to Book Warren. Seems to have some familiarity with the live streaming game. This skin with the red and black to get the play live colors, that took just like hours just to figure that out. So I mean, they don't make it easy, I must say.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, for only being a few days in, the production quality appears tremendous.
Oh man, those cameras, bro, they're insane. They can do three. We have 6 of them. So if you're wondering how you get all the various angles, anyone who's watching the stream, there's 6 cameras all at various different angles, and they're called PTZ cameras, pan, tilt, and zoom. And they can basically spin all around the venue. They can focus. You can change the colors. So we've been messing around with a lot of those settings, trying to get it just right. Josh Chen does jam here under the gun with the 9-7-0. Not the hand he wanted to see, but with 2 big blinds, he's about to be forced all in next hand. So,
yeah, this is, I'd be lying if I told you I knew the theory of whether you're supposed to, like, wait or go with your hand here. One interesting, I think, argument that is that even if you double up this hand, you're going to be compelled to be all in the next hand as well, whereas if you fold this hand, you kind of only have to win the next hand in order to still be in for the next orbit. I am not sure how, you know, all the computers would rate all that, but either way, good luck to Josh.
Couple of 9s. That is going to get it done. Finds the miracle double. Still in. When are you guys going to do a PKO tourney? So we did do a bounty tournament earlier in the series, the Terminator. PKOs are a bit tricky to run in live poker. Our software is capable of it, but the nice thing is when you play a PKO online, you can always watch your own bounty grow. Whereas when you run PKOs live, you have to keep asking the floor or checking the software. So it's not as smooth, but we do indeed have some regular bounty tournaments, and we have our mega mystery bounty 1150. 3 flights in that. I think that's going to be one of the biggest events of the series. People are really excited for that one.
Yeah, people love mystery bounties. I'm looking forward to that one as well.
I'll tell you my whole life story. How about that? Okay. All right. Well, without the Richmond theme song, okay?
Mr. Richmond telling Saab he's going to tell him his whole life story. We'll be here for the entire life story, I imagine, given the amount of chips that they have.
Mr. Richmond's opening up.
Yeah, it does seem to be the case.
I wanna hear what his story is.
Sam Sewell, yes, that is correct. I notified our tech team. They are getting that fixed. The one annoying thing about the delay is that since we're up here on the 20-minute delay, anytime we catch something, it does take 20 minutes before you're going to see it reflected in the stream.
Everyone will have a second and
Yeah, hang with us. Hang with us. We're gonna get you dialed in for an evening of quality poker entertainment, hopefully.
Yeah, we're like, as long as you have a picture of your ID and it, you know, clearly is you and matches it for the staff and they can take down your information, totally fine. No worries there.
He tried a limping line with that ace against me. I don't know who he thinks I am. I was some of the guys.
Troy will never learn.
I was some of the guys that wrote about that.
And this is a table of people that have played together a lot. A lot.
Yeah.
Saab, Krilly, Cooper, Troy, obviously no longer with us, Josh Chen. I mean, this is a crowd that has played many a table together. So I do imagine there's going to be some dynamics in play.
I enjoy that dynamic. I would venture to guess that most Australians that have been to Las Vegas to play poker probably came during the World Series of Poker or one of the biggest festivals. And when when you're coming to those big field events, people are coming in from all over, and it has a much different feel. You know, it's beautiful in its own right, just because you have people from such different walks of life, and every table is so much different, and it's fun to get lost in those fields as well. But there's something to be said for, you know, the storyline and the intimacy of having played with people for a long time.
It creates some unique dynamics. Been very happy with the international turnout we've gotten here. I think this is our first time having international players at all at Play Live.
Is that right?
Yeah, assuming that I don't count. And we had people come from Asia, from multiple countries in Asia, from New Zealand. We had some folks come from Europe, Italy, and Austria, and of course yourself and Abby coming from the United States. So
Amazing.
4 continents representing here in Australia. And next year, hoping to make it all 7. Got to get one of those Antarctic poker grinders out of here.
Wait, somebody check the Hendon Mob. Who's the #1 Antarctic earner?
Yeah. Surely there's like some random scientist that lives in the Antarctic that has like, you know, 20K on the Hendon Mob or something.
I hope.
Feels like one of those things that would be true. Okay, we have an open here from Saab, Jack 10 in the hijack. Mr. Richmond on the button. Ace-7 of clubs. You like a call here? You like a 3-bet here?
Let's see. So he is out chipped, but they're deep enough where he doesn't have to worry about David like putting his stack at risk constantly. So you can certainly flat there.
Good play.
This is also a hand class that you can certainly mix in some 3-bets with. So either way is fine here.
And look at this. Does 3-bet. Josh Chen finds the pocket 9s. Is gonna jam for less.
Wow, if he can hold here, he's all of a sudden.
Suddenly he's back in a decent position.
Indeed, and with confidence. Having recently
Oh,
won.
you actually have a hand. I'm talking if you don't have a hand, you should be shoving in there. It's wrong to fold for you at your stack depth.
I've got him covered.
Wait, David's given
Some short stack advice.
Fantastic. I love it.
I actually have really good energy right now, I believe.
Shout outs to On in the chat, Aaron.
You're still winning.
A lot of friends of the stream hanging out. Gonna need an ace and an ace only, and that's not gonna do it. Look at this, Josh Chen, 13 bigs.
there he is.
He's back. I mean, he is just fully back in the action here. Not even the short stack anymore.
Absolutely, and you know, it's funny when you're at these final tables. Nobody's rooting for the short stack when you're all in. So it's a lonely feeling, but when you double back into serious contention, it feels great.
Appreciate all the love in the YouTube chat. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate all the support. We really do try and build a community-centric place here. That's kind of the ethos of what we're trying to do. Again, if you're just joining us, I am Josh Abdi. I'm here with a very special guest, Mr. Eric Baldwin, in the booth. We are here at the Playlive Melbourne Millions. This is the final table of the 3K Mammoth. Uh-oh. Taking 2 cards there. Taking one of his neighbor's cards, just in case he needs it. If you do not follow us already, give us a follow on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitch. Subscribe on YouTube. I guess they use different terminology. I don't think we can even get Twitch subscribers yet.
Is that right?
Yeah, I think we're too new to the platform, but you can give us a follow there. We do super duper appreciate everyone being here and supporting us. Obviously, we're a very, very young poker room, only about 9 months old. So we are just unbelievably grateful for the amount of support we've gotten from everyone. And if you haven't come down yet, what are you doing, man? Just come on down.
Oh yeah, come check it out. If you love poker, you've never played at a place like this.
We don't bite unless that's what you're into. And then still we don't, because it's not very professional, but opening up for Mr. Richmond, Jack 10 in the cutoff. Queen 9 suited in the small blind. Now here's one of those spots, right? This is like a classic stereotypical want a 3-bet for this from the small blind hand. But obviously with 28 bigs against someone that covers you, this is a very awkward spot, right? Don't really want to flat.
Yeah.
Hand feels way too strong to fold, but don't want to bloat pots and 3-bet either at the risk of getting blown off your equity. What are you doing here with the Queen 9 of clubs?
Boy, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say you might be able to make a tight fold here. It's not a strong enough hand to rejam, in my opinion.
Ooh, but he does opt for the jam. Now, this to me feels very not theory. It feels like he thinks that Mr. Richmond's getting a little out of line.
Yeah, and certainly if that's your read that your opponent's way too wide, you know, treat their range like, you don't have to treat his range like a cutoff range. You can treat it like a button range if it truly is. So yeah, and by no means do I think this is a completely out of line shove. Things do shift much more wanting to have much more blocker oriented hands, especially at final tables. So Queen 9 suited gets devalued a little bit and some ace X hands get a little bump. But in a spot like that where you're shoving, you are looking for hands with good equity, and Queen 9 suited certainly has some good properties there.
Absolutely. Yeah, one of those hands that even if you get called, still doing all right against most things.
Mr. Richmond.
Some questions about what we're going to be running this year. We will be releasing, I guess I can tease this. I think Bridge is planning on putting this out in the next day or two. We're going to be releasing our series schedule for the rest of the year, with save the dates for everything.
The rest of the year?
Rest of the year. We got some comments in year one that people wanted a bit more advance notice. So we decided we'll give you the maximum amount of advance notice. There will be a couple of to be determined slots there where we have the dates in mind, but we have some collabs cooking in the works that we can't announce just yet.
A little intrigue.
A little intrigue, so everyone's gonna have to be patient there. But our next series is gonna be coming up not too long from now in March, so look out for that one. And then we'll have our 1 year anniversary. Won't be running a series, but we'll be doing some special 1 year anniversary birthday bash stuff coming up in April.
Very nice.
Who ended up winning last night? Steven did.
Get a read because
I always get his last name wrong. Goes by Pano. Panukas? Panakanus?
well, there were disadvantages.
It was quite a heads-up match between Steven and Mr. Denick Klinger.
I'll be honest. After I bust a tournament, I rarely watch. Like
yeah. It's just gone in your mind, right?
Yo,
like,
the main event of the World Series, like after I bust, people at the table are talking about plays and whatnot, and I have no idea what they're talking about. It's the wound's too fresh.
Yeah, it's like, oh, that I don't care about that anymore. That's dead to me. Shout outs to Daniel Desmond, Playlive main event champion.
Nice.
Yeah, in the chat. Getting in the mix.
Cool. Thanks for joining us.
Denick needs to be referred to as Buckets and only Buckets. I like that. He was rocking the bucket hat. We actually had some requests for some Playlive bucket hat merch in the chat yesterday.
Ooh.
We don't have the bucket hats, although we do have obviously those baseball caps. I saw you rocking one of those.
Yeah. The merch is quality, man. I'm telling you, my favorite so far is just the pullover hoodie. It's got a nice fit, like super comfortable material. And you guys knocked it out of the park with the branding.
Appreciate that. Australian made, manufactured, designed, everything all locally here in Australia.
From what I understand, like the streaming software company is also Australian.
That is true, yeah. Owned by Poker Go now, if I'm not mistaken.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not surprised to hear that because by the looks of things, this is, on that tier of production quality. Everything looks beautiful.
Nope. Yep, go ahead, sorry.
Oh, I was going to compliment the stream table as well.
Oh, yeah, how nice, huh?
Yeah, a lot of stream tables, they're optimized for the stream or for TV and at the expense of comfort for the players. Sometimes you feel like, you're standing at a bar or something almost. But this table's been super comfortable to play on.
Yeah, that was my biggest pet peeve. First time I ever played on a live stream was Aussie Millions main event in my early 20s and on the bubble. Fun fact, I shoved 5 hands in a row, got a ton of credit from everyone on the table. People were dapping me up, giving me props. 30 minutes goes by, and there's actually a TV where we can see ourselves on the delay. And people then saw I had queens, ace, king suited, kings and aces, 5 continuous hands, all jams or rejams, got them all through, went from like 13 bigs up to high 20s. So all my credit got removed. Street cred went straight into the toilet immediately.
You needed to pick up one more big hand quickly.
I was actually rooting for a call on some of those spots, as you might imagine. But yeah, that table was it was awesome experience being on the live stream for the first time. But I do remember just having such a pet peeve that there was nowhere to put my knees. There was like a box underneath that contained a lot of the software. So I literally couldn't put my legs under the table, and the rail was so high you couldn't like reach in to peel your cards, and it was just terrible. So we made sure when we designed this one, players wouldn't have that problem.
You can tell. And I share that as a pet peeve. You know, when something gets implemented or put in a poker room, and then when it gets used by players, they're like, what were they thinking?
Yeah.
It makes you say, like, didn't they like test this or like ask a player to use this? Oh, it's a pet peeve of mine. You know, I play in Las Vegas, and there's a million poker rooms in Las Vegas. And you'd be surprised at the size of some of the rooms that just do some of the small things wrong. And I'm telling you, Playlive has the attention to detail and is doing the small things right, and it is super noticeable as a player. Super fun place to play, and yeah, the little things go a long way.
What a plug, man. Didn't even pay him for that. You couldn't even pay for a plug that good, you know?
Shoot.
Can only earn that one.
I don't want to come off as you know, being too much that way.
No, but, please keep the glaze coming.
No, you know what though? You know, if it's true, I'm gonna say it. You know what? Like, and Playlive is something that I've become passionate about, and I'm loving it down here.
Well, we love having you. Yeah, the chairs on this FT are pretty nice. We were looking for like the custom ones at IKEA that are a little like cushier. I mean, we try and make sure all the chairs in the venue don't suck.
Oh, yeah, they're amazing, honestly. Yeah, these are super comfortable. A good chair is like a good umpire in baseball.
Yes.
They're good if you don't notice them.
Yes,
honestly,
that's the goal.
And yeah, the ones that are off the feature table also like tremendous job branding those. You know, they've got the Playlive logo on there. They've got a nice feel to them. Super stable, you know, like not like a big time adjustable chair where you're gonna be wobbling around and such. Just a nice place to sit and play some cards.
Absolutely. And
it sounds funny, like scrutinizing a chair like that. But if you think about what we do, you know, like we sit in a chair a lot of hours a day.
12 hours a day for, 2 to 3 weeks straight, right? I mean, it can be...
It's like spending a little bit of money on like a quality bed. It's like, you know what? You're spending a third of your life there.
Yeah. I always say you spend a third of your life and you would never even consider spending a third of your life savings. But, maybe it's worth a few $100. What kind of bed guy are you? Like a firm bed? You like a more squishy kind? Let's get deep. Day in the life of Eric Baldwin.
Whoa! Too close, man. No.
Your wife's probably gonna kill me at this point.
I don't even know. We've had ours so long because we've been happy with it. So it's like, why would we mess with it? I don't even know where it ranks on that scale.
When I first came to Australia, I was like, okay, first thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna get a sweet bed, nicest bed I've ever owned. And I was doing all this research. There's this brand here called Koala that was like, super popular online, whatever. I was about to pull the trigger, and then someone in the poker room was like, don't do that. Get this like random brand, no one's ever heard of it. Like it's half off right now.
Okay.
Like go to this warehouse, get it straight from the warehouse. Like I got like one of those plugs where you're like, damn, this guy really knows.
Yeah.
Best bed I've ever owned. So shout outs to that guy. Don't even remember his name.
I was wondering which way that would go.
No, yeah. One of those wrecks where you're like, damn, that's insane. Eric B on the mic, greatest marketing voice known to man. We love it.
Whoa, damn, thank you.
High praise. And we are very happy to have you here. I was making the joke earlier on the final table that you probably had the combined earnings of all of your opponents and then some. So, always nice to have a a legend of the game to share the insights.
Yeah, compliments make me uncomfortable, so I'm in here bearing it, but I do appreciate that.
Yeah, for everyone who doesn't know Eric, he's very Midwest nice, you know. Can't handle the glaze. Meanwhile, I'm like, please send it my way, you know. The more the merrier, baby. We love hearing it.
Nah, I'm trying to get better at fielding those.
Crilly jamming for 4 bigs, and we get a call here from the King 8-0 from Mr. Richmond in the small blind. Josh Chen with the 3s and 8 bigs. What a strange spot. What are you doing here if you're Chen?
Interesting. Okay, how much is the shove for? Let me catch up here.
That's not normally the rule.
Shove for 4. He's in the big with 10. Okay. If you're confident that Mr. Richmond is the type of player that's going to check down a lot,
yes,
I think it's a pretty comfortable spot to just call. You're still the second shortest player at the table, so although it gives you an extra chance at getting that ladder, and you're also, second to last by quite a bit. So anyway.
Yeah, you can maybe do a little bit of cooperation, get the ladder, and then hope that you spike a 3 or somehow hold.
Yeah, as soon as he folded, I'm like, all right, let's move on to what's going on.
Ace Jack of clubs in the lead, but at risk. Jack in the window.
No, pain for Josh.
And there's a 3 on that board. That would have been a huge spot for Josh Chen.
You know what? The event Josh won, he made a laydown that he would have won a monster pot 3-handed. So he is actually no stranger to this exact scenario happening at the last final table he was at. And it's not a comfortable spot because, like,
it's tough
when something's
emotionally.
streamed, people are watching hands, and like the poker masses love to, rightfully so, give their opinion on how people are playing hands. So it's like, it's no small emotional load that you're taking on when you make plays that get scrutinized. It's another factor. It's plain and simple when people can see your hands and when they can't.
Absolutely. I mean, poker's one of those games where it's really easy to look dumb. You can sometimes even make a great play. You run it with the solver afterwards, it's like you're a genius, and you still kind of look like an idiot, right?
Yeah.
And I think it can be very emotionally challenging. Causes some players to tighten up or play differently than they ordinarily would.
Yep. And spots like that, I try to just look at it as another, space where there's room for edge. If you handle stuff like that better than your opponents, it might not show up immediately, but it's going to give you long-term edge over your opponents if you're able to handle things like that better, or be able to overcome that fear or process that fear or whatever you do in order to keep playing like yourself, instead of letting that fear affect your play of what you, like, in your heart of hearts you want to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mr. Richmond, what's happening to your stack?
Now, you've obviously done a lot of mental coaching work. I believe you're working with Mr. Jason Sue right now. Shout outs to Jason.
No, I appreciate it. I haven't done a ton of it just because I never really found somebody that I resonated with. But I kind of discovered Jason's work and have become just a major fan and couldn't give him a higher recommendation to anybody that's willing to do some work.
If you're looking for that mental game stuff, Jason has a great book. And look at this. Queen Jack suited standard jam from Lachlan Crilly, and Josh Chen just waking up with the kings.
Wow. Obviously don't know how this run out's gonna go, but at the moment Josh is living a charmed life a little bit.
Vegas in the Mirage, baby.
This is exciting.
It is exciting.
Oh, I saw the ace of spades for a second there. I thought this might be a 3-way contest, but with the deuce to go with it,
Very knowledgeable.
Perry is going to put that one in the bin. Oh, wait, he's thinking about it. These jams aren't for much, actually. Both for under 8 bigs, but decides against it. Makes a good lay down there. And Crilly is going to be very disappointed. Now, he is the one covering, but he will be on fumes if he loses this all in. I would say this is over, but we have seen some crazy stuff on this stream the last couple days. One spade's not enough. Oh, always a sweat.
Nah, that'll do it.
And that's going to do it. Oh, that was actually a boat on the turn. No
Yeah.
sweat at all. My apologies. Didn't see the repeat fives.
No need to apologize, man. Like, since I started getting into, like, a little bit of content,
Well, wait till it's 3 mil up top.
you really got to multitask in here, man. It's
A lot going on.
Yep, for sure.
So you see this whiteboard behind us? I was saying I should get everyone that jumps in the booth with me to like sign it or...
Cool.
We used to use this as a staff break room. They decided that they felt like they were a little bit on display. So we were like, that's true. That probably makes more sense to be the commentary room. Gave them a bit more privacy in the back. And yes, I feel like we should have some sort of tradition here, you know?
That's a great idea. I tell you what, man, this place has character, even though it's only been open, I think you said 9 months. Yeah, it's got character. Like you said, you know, I've been talking up a lot of the staff, and they echoed your sentiment about what this place looked like before you guys opened. You know, so it's already a special place to the people that have turned this into what it is today and what it's going to continue to grow into. And so you're not just walking into like a sterile poker room or somewhere where you feel like you're just like another cow going through the, you know, the fee machine. You know, this is if you're into nuance and ambiance, and I don't know what the right words are, but
You're cooking.
Playlive's got it.
Speaking of cooking, do you smell what they're cooking out there?
No, what do we got tonight?
I don't know, but I walked by earlier and it smelled so good. Yesterday,
Oof.
oh man,
Fee's a magician, man.
He is. It's insane. I walked in and I was like, dude, what smells so good? And he was like, oh, it's the chicken. And I was like, oh man, like, you know, yeah, it's for the players though. Like, all, you know, if there's leftovers, grab me some. He's like, nah, man, I made you a bowl of pho. And there's just homemade pho with a whole oxtail bone in it with all the meat on the bone. He was like, yeah, this is just for you. This isn't even on the menu. I just made this for you today.
Oh,
I'm like,
man.
bro, where are you finding the time? We have like hundreds of people here every day. And he just does it like it's nothing, man.
That's impressive. I'm sure he may make it look easy, but I guarantee you it's not easy.
Oh, definitely not. He's busting his butt over there. Mr. Richmond opening up in the cutoff with my lucky hand. 9-10 of hearts.
That's the hand that got me the other day. Of course, that's your lucky hand.
That's why. No. I won a very lucky all-in with it once back deep in the main event run, one of my first times in Australia. Actually, Jacob, who now one of our managers, tournament directors here, was the dealer at the time.
Is that right?
Years ago, yes.
That's awesome.
He was always my favorite dealer. We would talk about anime at the table, and he would deal me bad beats for my opponent. It was awesome.
It was a great relationship.
Look at this. Nice 3-bet from Perry with the ace-9 and the cutoff, in the small blind, excuse me, against the cutoff open. Now, again, one of those hands where doesn't want to fold because he has somewhat strong hand given the ranges. Definitely doesn't want to flat, plays quite awkwardly post-flop.
Yep.
So does opt for the 3-bet, but he is 3-betting into stacks that cover him, which is never fun. But he is taking a stand. I do think you have to find that sometimes, right? You can't never 3-bet. Does go for a small sizing here. Open was to 60K, 3-bets to 150. Out of position. I think I would like to see a bit of a bigger sizing. Look at this.
Whoa.
A 4-bet from Mr. Richmond. Clicks it back at him.
Interesting.
Now, if you're Perry, I don't think you're ever flatting here. You're either saying, my opponent's full of shit, I'm taking my blocker, and I'm jamming, or you're waving the white flag.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're just done with it, but you never know. I mean, it's poker. People can do what they want to do, so that's part of the fun of watching.
The crazy thing when you can see the cards is we know that if he does opt for the absolutely wild 5-bet jam here, it is going to work.
Now, do you know that to be 100% true? How well do we know Mr. Richmond?
Yeah. It's true. It is going to work, 60-some-odd% of the time. Someone asked in the chat, I believe it was Mikey, does it take folded cards into account? I believe the answer is yes. It's the same stream software that you'll see in poker streams around the world. There's pretty much only one of them, so it's either a yes for the whole world scene or a no for the whole world scene. And I'm not sure.
In terms of like adjusting all-in equities or something?
Equity percentages, exactly, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
So blinds are up now, 15, 30, and 30.
Well,
Lachlan nice and short.
I hope Mr. Richmond gets some swag going. Earlier, David started talking to him, and Mr. Richmond, like, jokingly instantly put his headphones on. So I think he's got a good sense of humor, and hopefully, like, getting a light 4-bet through like that, we start to see some funny stuff.
We do have the correct payouts on screen, by the way, guys. 48K and change up top. 30K for second, on the nose, 18.6, 13K for fourth, all the way down to 6K locked up for our 8th place finisher. So everyone's going to have a decent day at the office, but someone's going to have a very, very nice day.
Oh, no doubt.
If Josh Chen can manage to find another top finish here, he is just going to be dominating this series. Under 2 bigs, going all in. Lachlan Crilly again. Going to be in the big blind next hand with the big blind ante, so has to take a stand. Queen high could be worse.
Yeah, if any of you guys out there are like ICM theory, you know, mega masters, let me know what you think of like the under the gun, stick it in now or wait for the next hand spot.
Legend Matty Marshall does confirm percentages based on true outs. He's run more poker streams than anyone in this country, so he would certainly. That's an answer. I'd bet my net worth that answer is correct.
There it is.
Go straight past the Wikipedia and straight to Matapedia. I thought I was cooking there, but
Hey, bro.
They can't all be gems. You know?
Don't make them all. You know? If you're not, if you never get caught bluffing, you're not bluffing enough.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, we were shouting out a quote here from a good friend of mine from New York who said, if you don't get value owned at least 5 times a day, you're not value betting enough. How do you
He
feel
goes
about
that hard
He
for
goes
the value.
that hard, yeah.
I mean, in order for that to be true, you got to make like 10 plus value hands in a day. You know, some
Yeah.
days it feels like you're not value betting that often.
That's true. You have those days where you just sit there for hours and just card dead, you know.
But
like-
obviously, the point has a lot of merit. Yeah, you should be value owning yourself once in a while, because if you're not, you're not getting enough value, or you're BSing yourself into thinking you're playing perfect.
Absolutely. Look at this. Sob just flops a flush. Crilly flopped a pair and the queen high spade draw. He was probably feeling pretty good about his hand.
Correct. I'm going to look at my cards now. No coaching.
Sob claims he hasn't looked. That does actually seem to be the case. He's going to be thrilled to see that he's looking down to just the effective nuts. Harry Jeff's turning a pair on the turn as well. Question is, will Sob put in a value bet here?
Give us a warning.
Players asking for a warning. I love seeing this level of just like banter on a final table, right? They're playing for a lot of money here, but everyone's just having a great time.
Yeah, it's incredible. A lot of times at final tables, people really, go into their shell a little bit, and rightfully so. Like if you're in a hand and you're talking a lot is not a big part of your game, of course. But so it is nice and refreshing to see that spirit and the people's personalities coming out.
Perry Jeff's doves call, so that's going to be a bit of value in the pocket of Sob. Nice clean river. So David Sob surely is going to find another bet here. Just thinking about the sizing. If you're in Sob's position, with of course the dead side pot, but it's not dry anymore. What sizing do you like here?
More than a min bet.
More than a min bet announced.
There it is.
Looks like that's min bet plus 1 chip.
Hey, Foz, good, are you?
I kind of like this small sizing, right?
Yeah, I mean, it depends on so much. Like that's a cliche answer, but it's the truth. And when I'm playing like in game, there's so much going on with, what I think my opponent, how I think they'll respond to various sizings, that it's hard to, it's dishonest for me to give like a precise answer. If you want me to like give what I think the solver would do, that's a very different thing to what I like to allow myself to do in game.
Absolutely.
And David's someone that's got a good sense for that as well. Like he's, there's certainly a method to his madness, and he probably develops a very good feel for his opponents just through all of his interactions. and so, you know, I'm not going to criticize. I'm not going to criticize an option he comes up with there. I'm sure there's a reason behind it, and thus far things going well.
Absolutely, and that is going to be Lachlan Crilly out in 6th place, just under 9K for his trouble, so pretty solid score there. I'm sure we'll be seeing a lot more of him this series. I do expect him to see him in the 5K.
Yeah, I've played with him a few times since I've been here, and he's certainly here to play poker, and I would be shocked if that were not the case, just based on the impression that I've got.
Very strong player. David Saab chipping up. Looking at the chip distribution, Saab now really just solidly in 1st place, right? Him and Feltham were sharing the chip lead before. No longer the case. We have a clear table captain.
It'll be interesting to see how he wields this chip lead. He definitely likes to see flops at times, but a lot of times when you do have the chip lead, just lots of like small aggression can be a solid strategy. So let's see what kind of gear shifting David's got.
Josh Chen opening it up here with the ace queen. Harry Jeff's in the cutoff with the king 10-0. I do think with the offsuit variety is just going to go into the bin.
Yeah.
Takes his time there. Now a slightly more awkward scenario. King Jack for Feltham.
Yeah, covering as well.
Covering as well, so could always decide to put some pressure on here. Certainly a player very capable of putting in some 3-bet, you know, kind of merge 3-bet bluffs to put his opponent in a tough spot. He does indeed. He opts for the small 3-bet in position. Now we know that against Josh Chen's ace queen, that's probably not going to work, but I do very much like the play here.
It's also not comfortable when you're, well, I guess we're down to 5-handed, so UTG's the hijack. So yeah, this is probably just going to be a pretty happy jam here. But yeah, I completely agree with the sentiment.
But never fun, right? Even with ace queen, you know, when you're covered 5-handed on a final table and you get 3-bet,
Yep.
unless you have aces or kings or something,
Oh yeah.
always a bit of a nervous feeling. But Josh Chen, very experienced player, obviously no stranger to final tables, already took down a Playlive trophy this series. Do expect to see an all-in here from him.
Nice guy too. He said he recently moved here from New Zealand.
Yeah. Can you tell the difference between the Kiwi and the Aussie accents? Do you hear it?
No.
It's funny.
I don't try, honestly. Like, not because I have zero, like, low confidence in my ability, so I just
easy going, takes it. Cooper with the snap fold, not wasting any time. Josh Chen is going to chip up to 26 bigs. It's funny how much these small pots matter, right? Just a 3-bet and a fold, and suddenly, boom, he's chipping up significantly, starting to catch up to the rest of the pack.
I like that Cooper snap folded there once he got shoved on, because, you know, you're supposed to have some bluffs there. There's like no shame in admitting that you were bluffing sometimes. Players that like Hollywood before they let go of a hand right there, you know, that can be a little excessive.
Yeah, my number one pet peeve is when it's all in and call and people won't table their hand. It's like, turn your hand over, man. Like, the hand's over. You already went all in. Like, your hand is going to get revealed within the next 5 seconds. Just do it, man, you know. But we don't have a lot of issues with that here.
Yeah.
Good player etiquette around the table.
Yeah, and I wanted to compliment Cooper on that, because you said he was a player that definitely takes his time to make well thought out decisions. It's a good example of how you can be that type of player, but then like not take time that you don't need.
Yes, absolutely. He uses his time to think. He never wastes your time to be the center of attention, right? Like, if he's thinking, it's because he's genuinely thinking about his decision.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
We're still talking about the Kiwi EU sound. So there's a very famous sketch. It's all available on YouTube, called Beached As.
Okay.
It was run on Australian television. Originally, it was meant to be a promotion for traveling to New Zealand. I think it was for like the New Zealand Tourism Agency. It was supposed to run on Australian TV, and the deal fell apart. So they made this sketch to kind of make fun of the Kiwis instead. And there's this whale, and it's a beached whale. I'm sure a lot of people in the chat are familiar with it. I'll have to show it to you. It's
Okay,
very
all right.
iconic Australian humor. But you will
Cool.
hear a big difference. The Kiwis have a kind of a higher tune like this, man.
Okay.
You know?
Okay.
Whereas the Aussie accent's going to be a little bit more rounded. Eric B, can you tell us about Two Tree? Please do.
Oh, sure. Yeah. So Two Tree is a startup that I invested in that is a furniture shopping service targeted towards guys, essentially. So, you know, if you want your place to look nice, but you don't want to do and spend the time and energy and do all that goes into that, you can come to twotree.co. We are a U.S.-based company, however, and only serve the U.S. But that's Two Tree.
Shout outs to Tim Struby, the founder there. Also a longtime journalist, ESPN journalist. Covered you and your poker journey many, many decades ago, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, that's how I met him, honestly. The person that was covering poker for ESPN at the time, a guy named Andrew Feldman, I was on a tournament heater in like 2009-ish, and he put me in contact with a writer from ESPN, the magazine, who ended up being Tim. And Tim basically followed me around for 3 or 4 days in Las Vegas and wrote a story on what it's like to, you know, just be a 24/7 poker grinder. And we kind of stayed in touch over the years. We kind of hit it off. He covered boxing extensively in his journalism career, and so he was in Las Vegas often for boxing matches, and we stayed in touch. I'd go down, meet him for a drink, and then when he founded this startup Two Tree, he asked me what I thought of it, and gave me the opportunity to invest in it, and yeah, it's been an amazing experience, and I've learned so much. And in a roundabout way, that's how I met Josh.
Yes, that's true. Yes.
So yeah, that day we were both grumpy when we first met at a table at the World Series of Poker. Just you like to converse at the table, and it came out that you had experience with your own startup, and so I kind of just joined the conversation a little bit, and yeah, asked you what you thought somewhat, and one thing led to another. Before you know it, we're at Guy Fieri's sharing an appetizer, and here we are.
And now you're in Australia, huh? Just like
yeah,
that.
man, it's honestly it's a trip.
On the other side of the world. Look at this here. Combo draw for Saab. Cooper did check back on the flop as the pre-flop. Oh, no, sorry, out of position. Saab's in the cutoff here, I see. So he checks flop as the pre-flop aggressor. Do expect to see a check call here with the jacks. Now, if you're Cooper Feltham here, do you like having the jack of hearts, or do you view that as more of a bad thing?
All right, let me catch up.
Are you enjoying playing with me?
Check that call.
Oh, and what a river! That is the Gin River for Saab. Makes the nut straight, and it is way less obvious. Oh, but he just opts for the instant jam. Quite a big jam there.
Interesting. Yeah, maybe he's just trying to get someone to make a light reactionary call if he thinks, you know, like Ace X is a big part of his opponent's range. I'll be honest with you, I wasn't following the action all that close on this. I'm kind of just sitting here hanging out. I got to get better at following what's going on. You got me on here for color. I'm supposed to be the poker guy. I'm like, I don't know, man.
Bring the pro in, distract him with too much good times in the studio.
Believe it or not, when I'm at the poker table, there is nothing going on in my head.
Just like, I don't know, bad or whatever, man.
But even the flop is good for me. I just don't need to fire it.
Yeah, absolutely right. Yeah.
And because
You
I
get
want
to realize.
All right, so what do we got in terms of like a delay on when people are entering the chat and when we're seeing it?
So the chat is experiencing what we're experiencing. So
Okay.
to the chat and to us, this is live.
Cool.
As we all know, it is on a 20-minute delay. So somewhere downstairs, things have already happened. But for the rest of us, this is a live experience. So
Okay, cool. I like that. I like being able to connect with the chat like that in real time. I did a little bit of streaming on like a 3-minute delay, and it was like really weird, and I couldn't even wrap my head around like the 3-minute ahead, 3-minute behind.
Yeah.
Behind thing. It's
definitely think that's one of the issues with streaming online poker. You can never really have that live community interaction.
Yeah, unless you want to cover your cards, in which case, you know, your audience can't see your cards.
Yeah, which you can do. It takes away from the experience a little bit, but yeah, I do think poker streaming is meant for these live environments. For
Oh yeah,
sure.
when I was talking about streaming, I was doing like a Twitch stream with me playing online poker. Just if that wasn't clear. So is that true for both the YouTube chat and the
Both
Facebook
the
chat?
YouTube and the Facebook chat. Somewhere there's a Twitch chat as well. Fortunately, we have limited real estate, even on this big TV. You know, there's just so much we can see. And Twitch is our newest platform. So if you're in Twitch chat, we do appreciate you checking us out on Twitch. Give us a follow on Twitch, subscribe on YouTube, or follow us on Facebook. It costs you $0.00, and it really helps us out. And look at this, a jam from Josh Chen for a small amount, and isolation with the Jack 7 suited from Mr. Richmond. Cooper with the rejam. Richmond's gonna throw the Jack 7 in the bin. But for Josh Chen, a Jack is missing from the deck, so if Cooper can spike an ace or a queen, gonna be off to the races here. Josh Chen looking to hold for a double. 10, 10, 7, 1 heart. 4 spades. He's gonna need an ace or a queen to do it to him. And it's an ace from space on the river. Was there any doubt?
Yeah, that's a dagger when it hits, I tell you.
This stream has been non-stop brutal rivers. Obviously, standard flip, both have a very strong hand. It's going in no matter what. But it's just the way that it happens. It has just so consistently been these brutal rivers getting it done, and so consistently the ace from space specifically.
There has been some pretty classic made-for-TV runouts, and honestly, the best one that happened didn't get captured by stream. It actually broke the FT bubble the other night.
Yes.
There was short stack all in with pocket kings, and made kings full, and he was like dapping up his buddies on the rail, and he didn't expect the quad deuces to get turned over, but it was top boat into quads to break the FT bubble the other night. Too bad that one wasn't on the stream table.
Yeah, we could hear it in the background, actually. Berkey and I were in the booth, and we could hear people going crazy in the background just from the table mic. So we knew it must have been something insane. Top boat for quads. That's just rough. So that is going to be Josh Chen out in 5th. GG's to him. 10.8K for his troubles. I mean, listen, a very disappointing way to bust the tournament. Getting rivered to lose the flip, but with a 1st place and a 5th place in 2 of these higher buy-in events, he must be feeling great about his series so far.
Oh yeah, another nice showing from Josh, and I fully expect to be doing some battle with him the rest of the series, and I'm sure he's going to be trying to ride that momentum as well as erase that pocket 3s fold from his memory, which is no small feat as well.
There was an enormous one, like longer than this.
Absolutely, GG's. Perry Jeffs, rather. Ace 7 of clubs here on the button with 10 BBs.
Its body was like this.
Now we did see you with the ace 3 of hearts with 11 bigs under the gun. Opt for the min raise instead of the jam. That ended up saving your tournament life. On the button, though, do you prefer just the more kind of standard approach with the jam?
Yeah, that's a different spot. I don't think this one's strong enough to induce with, and you're certainly never raise folding this one unless it went like small blind jam, big blind jam. So I think with a hand with good equity like this and this number of big blinds, I think jam is the good play.
Just jamming it in the middle.
Yeah.
I did like, you weren't even the only player that we saw kind of making those adjustments, you know, with the 11, 12 bigs. Different scenarios are different, obviously. The standard option is, of course, always jam with certain hands, right? And I think a lot of tournament poker pros have those pretty down, but that doesn't mean that that's always the best option, so.
No, and you know, in theory land, things change as you get to final tables. Stacks play a little bit deeper than they actually are. So like a 10 BB stack at a final table might function a little bit more like, you know, a 14 BB stack, you know, for chips or whatever, just in terms of how much playability there is in that number of big blinds.
Oh, we got lots of time.
Look at this. Apparently in the mini main, boat over boat over boat. Eights, jacks, and king 3 on king 8, 3-3 jack in the mini main.
Oh dear.
I did hear some epic table yelling excitedly in the mini main one of these days. I'm gonna guess that.
But as someone that he feels,
You never know, man. You
Yeah.
never know if it's something that warrants that or if it's
Or
just somebody that like got a level 2 double up and you know, it thinks they're destined to win the tournament.
Yeah, my childhood hero in poker, Umberto Brenes.
The shark.
The shark. I always loved when I was a kid just watching the little shark and just eating up your chips, yelling his own name like a Pokemon. Must be one of the most iconic brands at old school poker. A jam here from Perry. Queen 8 of diamonds.
I still fold.
500K. Nice thing about, and Mr. Richmond with the pocket 10s. I'm surprised he's not just snapping him off here. 13 bigs. It is going to be for most of Mr. Richmond stacked. So obviously a bit of a sweat, but 10's very, very strong hand. Do expect to see this go into the middle.
Yeah.
Makes sense to me as well. I never used to like
Yeah, we're 4-handed and could be 3-handed. I feel like I'm just sitting here hanging out.
I know, right? And the action's flying.
I apologize if this. Let us know in the chat. You know, don't be shy. Let us know what you're looking for out of here.
Yeah, we're here to talk with you guys. We'll be here all the way to the end of this, and then when this is over, Eric will actually be leaving the booth and getting on the table for a special invitation live stream game with a lot of creators, some from the US, some here in Australia, even a Tour de France competitive legend in his own right. So, I mean, that is going to be a wild game.
Yeah, that's cool, man. That's someone with a unique life experience.
King 7-9, all spades. Not going to do it. Is going to need a queen and a queen alone. Oh, it looked like it for a second, but it's the jack of diamonds. And that is going to be the end of Perry Jeffs. He is going to be out in 4th place, 13-1. Once again, good day at the office, but always disappointing. And now we have an interesting situation. 56, 43, and 34 big blinds. A decent gap between everyone, but no short stacks.
Yeah, are these eliminations going to slow down at this point? My goodness.
I went there. I started
Hopefully, I mean, everyone's over 30 bigs now, but I still feel like we could see fireworks any hand, honestly. Like, a lot of times, you know, in this type of a stack scenario, it can really turn into a grind if players are playing a certain style. But I think you're going to want to stay buckled up for fireworks here.
Absolutely.
very nice as well to be escorted.
Where's looking in the chat? Pretty much just calling every single all-in correctly.
That's the main.
Might be the day for a lottery ticket. I'm so anti-lottery. The rake on the lottery, it's actually not as bad in Australia, but in New York, I think the rake is something like 90%.
before
Goodness.
Like the vast majority of the money is not going into the pool and is instead just going straight to the lottery operators. And then there's taxes on the winner as well.
Yeah, it's sickening in some scenarios.
I'm not doing a deal, just so everyone knows.
I'm not doing a deal, just so everyone knows. Adam Cooper Feltham, I absolutely love hearing that.
Just, if that's an option for people, I'll put it right out there.
I'll consider.
Wait, who said no chop? David or Cooper?
Cooper.
Nice.
David was
Anyway,
kind of bringing up the business. Cooper saying, I'm the pro.
the thing is, if you come at somebody like David with a line like that, thinking you're gonna shut David down, you're gonna be sorely mistaken.
Sorely mistaken. He's going to chat more. He's going to 3-bet you even more now. He's going to say, no deal, no problem.
Yeah.
6 here, I think.
Opens to the 10 8 of spades from the button here. In the small blind, ace 7 of hearts from Mr. Richmond. He has the short stack,
1.7.
so not too much ICM pressure on him.
David's got like 2.2, 2.3, and then you have the rest. I don't know how much that is. But
Cooper really showing how dialed in he is. Just knows everyone's stack offhand, right? That's a guy who's
1.6.
paying attention to the little details. It's going to be one of the places I do think he's going to have pretty significant edge here. None of these players strangers to the final table. Not strangers to streams either, but Cooper, absolutely one of the strongest players in Australia. He's really going to be liking his chances.
Cool. I'm looking forward to watching this three-handed clash then.
To make those sort of bets.
Wow.
Mr. Richmond's showing some aggression pre-flop. I wouldn't have just automatically pegged him as that, but
Does find the 3-bet here. Gets Feltham to fold the ace-9 suited. So really showing off kind of the value of taking a line like this, right? using that ace blocker and the hearts, so you have decent equity when called, and just does indeed take it down, denies a ton of equity against the 10-8 of spades, and gets the best hand to fold.
Yeah, that's a major win.
No, I think you're miscalculating and misunderstanding.
Because I'm the effective stand. If you call,
Blinds are now up 20, 40, 40K. Now, the big blind ante, when you get so short-handed like this, talk to me about the dynamics in play there, because obviously, historically in poker, we just had the standard ante chips, right?
Right.
So the ante would have only been 3 players large. Now it's a full big blind. Even when you're 3-handed or heads up, how does that affect the way that you're kind of approaching your ranges?
Oh, it affects it a tremendous amount. It just motivates you to play so many more hands just because a Price is Right reference. Is that okay in Australia?
Absolutely.
Because the Price is Right, Bob. Yeah, if you looked at a solver output comparing the two scenarios, it's like night and day. Which is why, and I think most people prefer it because when the ante is smaller, it it promotes tighter play. So, I mean, we're all here to gamble a little bit. Like we don't mind a little risk. So I personally enjoy the big blind ante and keeping it through even the heads up match, just as a way to drive more action and see more flops.
Absolutely. Sob with the pocket fives in the small blind here. Now, as the chip leader, and the other two are kind of equal in chips, blind versus blind here and these stack depths. Do you like a raise with the pocket fives? Do you like a limp? What kind of strategy are you taking?
Oh, boy. Mr. Richmond has been aggressive. I don't mind a raise here. I know the low pairs do play pretty passively in a lot of these scenarios. And there's something to be said for employing kind of a passive strategy, especially if you're feeling confident about your spot at a 3-handed table. I think you could make a pretty strong argument either way.
That's a much better bet.
Did he just...
And he gets 3-bet by the king deuce from Mr. Richmond. He came to play. I love seeing stuff like this.
Yeah, so now if your read on Mr. Richmond is that he's 3-betting super aggressively and you've got a pocket pair, that's a tempting hand to play back with more aggression with.
And the question is there ever a click option? Are we talking about a jam?
Typically with small pairs, you're going to want to realize your equity and you see those fall into the jam category more than you do the small raise category.
I really enjoy these moments.
And I think rightly so.
David Sob saying he enjoys these moments. Look at this. He does announce the all-in. That was gangster. Mr. Richmond putting on a little bit of Hollywood.
Yeah, here's the spot, right?
wants to buy himself 20 minutes. Or actually, I mean, the players don't have their phones. They're all off in a bin on the side, so he will buy himself the image of, not 3-betting too light here.
Yeah.
I actually do think this is one of those Hollywoods that could be strategically worthwhile.
Yeah, it depends. Some spots you've got like a pretty merged, equity-based 3-betting range, and other spots you're gonna have some polar bluffs. And if you've got polar bluffs, you're gonna have a hand that is worthy of a snap fold sometimes. So you got to feel it out. You don't want to give anything away with your timing, and if you can deceive your opponent into thinking you've got a tough decision and you think that has value, do your thing.
Absolutely. If you're just joining us in the chat, we're here at the Playlive Melbourne Millions. We are 3-handed in the 3K Mammoth final table. Josh Abney in the booth with a very special guest, Mr. Eric Baldwin. We're going to be here till the end, and then once this is over, don't go anywhere, because we will then be jumping into a special invite-only live stream game. Going to be filled with a whole cast of characters. That's going to be kicking off around 6 o'clock.
I'm excited to get some cash chips in my hand.
Yeah, it should be a lot of fun. Going to be some straddles, some bomb pots, maybe a 7-deuce game, some stand-up game.
Cool. All right. You got to educate me. I can't think of the last time I played on like a stream cash game table. This is gonna sound embarrassing, but explain the stand-up game to me.
Okay, so the way the stand-up game works is everyone stands up. Now, you don't have to literally stand up, but historically, I think that was the idea, was to get people out of their chairs.
Okay.
Or originated in Texas. A lot of the card rooms there. Everybody stands up, and then when you win a hand, you get to sit down. And if
Okay.
you're the last person standing, you pay a penalty to everybody else.
Okay.
And there's been different variations of that. You have the Squid Game buttons now, where it's
Yep.
kind of a similar concept, but you can win multiple buttons, and the more you win, the bigger portion of the penalty you get
Gotcha.
paid to you. So different varieties of things like this, but yeah, ways to kind of keep it mixed up.
If you can't tell, I don't consume a ton of poker content. Honestly, it's similar to how I was saying when I bust the main, I don't follow it. If I'm playing, I typically don't like to consume a whole lot. And when I'm not playing, I'm doing other things.
Yeah. You are dad, busy man, got a lot going on. Look at this turn. Just the nuts for Mr. Richmond and Cooper with a pair and an open ender. Surely Mr. Richmond's gonna get some value here.
All right, limp check, bet call.
Yep, there is a stream game coming. It's gonna be 2-5. That'll be starting at 6 o'clock. Might be 6:20 with the delay. But keep an eye out, 6 o'clock. It's gonna be great. We're gonna have a huge cast of characters. We're gonna have Abby. We're gonna have Eric. We're gonna have some Australian legends, professional athletes, content creators, all kinds of crazy characters. Should be a ton of action. And I'm gonna have my own business partner, Mr. Bridges Rowe, donating to the stream.
Bridges told me a funny story. I'm like, Bridges, we're playing tomorrow. And he told me the story. Apparently, he was on a stream table, and like 6 hands in or something, they had technical difficulties and had to shut it down. So I'm like, so that's what this is, Bridges. You built this place just so you could make your return to a stream table.
Long time coming. Oh my God, and what a river.
Oh, dear.
Cooper Rivers the under straight against Mr. Richmond's nut straight.
Yeah.
And this just might be a full double for Mr. Richmond.
It's gonna be tough. I mean, Mr. Richmond, we've seen he's been aggressive with a lot of hands. Yeah, I don't think you're getting away from this one as Cooper.
It's just been so consistent with these crazy action rivers. And Mr. Richmond with about pot-sized bet behind. Do expect to see an all-in here.
I was gonna say the only thing that could be interesting is if he went less than all in to see if
All-in
Cooper
and a
raised or
snap
not.
call, and Cooper Feltham's gonna get the bad news. An insane cooler. It's going to be a massive double up for Mr. Richmond. 61 bigs, now sharing the chip lead. And Cooper Feltham, arguably the most dangerous opponent left, is going to be down to fumes.
And now you don't have chips, so.
I think I saw the graphics say he still had 9 bigs.
9 bigs. Okay, so, you know, tournament's not over.
No.
Still some fighting to do, but against 260 big blind opponents,
Yeah, that's just a tough spot.
going to be
It's
getting
just
third
like,
place a lot of the time.
Sometimes the way the cards come off the deck, you're just gonna double someone up.
And look at Cooper just shake it off. David Saab says unlucky. Cooper says it's all good. I play this game all day, every day. I mean, that is like, is that not just one of the coolest things you can say as a professional? Hey man, it's all good. I just took a terrible beat straight over straight, 3-handed on a 3K buy-in final table. Just a day at the office, man. No worries.
You got a pros pro here in Cooper.
True pros pro.
You got stack here, so
Now I get to fight heads up with Mr. Richmond soon, you know?
maybe.
Oh, and David goes right into him.
That is true.
David Saab pre-announcing the heads up match. If you're Cooper Feltham and you end up winning this, that is going to be such a good feeling.
Yeah, if you don't like to get your feelings hurt,
I can't,
poker
probably I'm not a folder.
might
so
not be your thing in
if you
certain
want my chips, all you have to
situations.
do is just follow it, so.
It's great. I love the spirit down here in that you know, people can see it for what it is, as a little bit of gamesmanship. Because it's pretty brutal when you think about it. Like, the guy just lost a pot. He just got coolered for like a ton of equity, and then David just like looks at him and twists the knife.
Just stakes the knife right in. Hey, you just lost a flip that was worth something like $20,000 in EV, right? 15 to 20K.
Yeah, it's interesting because there's obviously a couple mindsets you can have with regards to that. Some people have no problem doing stuff like that. Other people, you know, are trying to create a different environment at the table, or just like, you know, out of you kind of got to choose your own adventure with how you're going with that. And my personal stance on all that is, as long as nobody's like actually being disrespectful, yeah, whatever, do your thing. Again, it's something like, if you can deal with it better than the next guy, they're going to be tilting the other people at your table, and you're going to be able to profit off of that.
Absolutely. So many ways to find your edge in poker. And look at this. Jacks versus Ace King suited.
I don't know how deep you are. How deep are you, my friend?
9 bigs.
Are you serious? Oh my goodness, and Cooper's sitting over there with 9 bigs.
Is there a possibility here that they flip for everything and Cooper Feltham finds himself the miracle ladder to second place? I mean, that would just be crazy.
There is, and this is reminding me actually of the biggest score of my career. I got second place in the WPT Championship in 2010, and we're three-handed, and I'm the short stack, and David Williams and Sean Buchanan got into a massive flip, and I'm just sitting there, and like, David had Sean slightly covered, and I just sit there and get like a $500,000 USD ladder.
Yeah, just for sitting there, you know?
Yeah.
You're like, go, David! Like, you never sweated someone that isn't you so hard in your life, I'm sure. That ladder from a hand you're not in, I mean, that probably eclipses many of your biggest scorers
It's insane,
for winning
man.
the tournament, right?
Poker tournaments are so insane, and that's part of the appeal to them too, is I'm not going to find myself in a spot where, you know, I'm running it for $500,000 typically. But tournaments, you know, for a modest buy-in, sometimes you find yourself in these just absurd spots for just a lot of money, and that's exciting.
Absolutely. Saab does announce all in. Mr. Richmond is going to call, and look at this. If you were Cooper Feltham, this is music to your ears. Ace King of Diamonds versus the Jacks. The pre-claim from David Saab that he and Richmond would be getting heads up. Now, I'm not so sure. And their stack sizes are so similar.
Oh my goodness.
Queen 7-8, 6 on the turn. He's gonna need an ace or a king, and he doesn't do it. The Jacks are gonna hold from Mr. Richmond.
Yo, this is great too, because David's gonna be left with 1 BB, so it's like not over. There's gonna be a 1 BB stack and a 9 BB stack.
Oh my God. We are gonna get confirmation to see if David Saab is out or if he does. According to the graphic, it does seem like
This is actually a theoretically incorrect call, you know. He loses money by the swing because now he can only come third or first, right?
It just benefits me.
That's exactly right. You have massive chips for you. I'll grab a sticky off you and let's have a smoke.
Yeah.
I'm dying for smoke after.
No, I don't know.
Oh, you don't have smoke?
I don't smoke cigarettes. I smoke weeds.
Oh, okay. yeah. I'm gonna go outside and grab a sticky.
chat. No one heard
I think
that.
it's got me covered. 2.3, 2.4, 50.
It looks. Oh, man.
Yep, on the nose.
On the nose? Really?
Yep.
Wow.
Wow, and he is just
the
barely
nose?
covered down to the chip.
If the cards are face up,
So that is going to be Mr. Richmond coming into heads-up play with an overwhelming chip lead. Cooper Feltham finding an insane ladder.
This has been insane, like how fast these eliminations have come, because, you know, this is by no means a turbo.
Right? Yeah, good structure, 30-minute levels, and slow blind movement. So Feltham is going to take a crack at heads up. I have been informed by our tech team that we are going to go to just a very short break, but the players have opted to keep playing through. So we're not even going to go anywhere, not even going to send you guys on a break. You're just going to be stuck with us for a little bit.
All right, what you want to talk about?
I want to pick your brain a little bit more about a day in your life.
Ha!
Obviously, for those that don't know at home, family man,
Yeah, and
Dad?
that's everything to me.
but also full-time poker player. What does that balance look like? Surely that can't be an easy thing to juggle.
Me personally, I tend to keep my private and public life pretty separate. So for me, it's very much like one mode or another. And just by nature, I'm believe it or not, I'm talking into a microphone, but like by nature, I'm pretty introverted and private. So, you know, like family's everything to me, and got an amazing wife and 2 sons, and just yeah, living the dream in multiple ways, and yeah, certainly miss them back home. Shout out, love you guys. And then, you know, when dad gets to go to work, I love it, man. I come from like a competitive background. I played college baseball, and that was like my dream growing up, be a pro baseball player. Similar dream to, you know, a lot of American boys growing up, and just got to a point where, you know, I wasn't good enough to continue climbing that ladder. And fortunately for me, poker was a great outlet to, you know, kind of channel that competitive drive into. So I feel blessed to play poker, and that's kind of my story, and a little bit how I treat it. You know, like I still get the juices flowing. I like to keep an eye on what's going on the schedule and pick out events that I want to play. You know, I'm kind of big on not trying to max my EV for every dollar. I'm big on rewarding the rooms that do things the right way in Las Vegas. So if multiple places are running events, even if I think one might earn me a couple extra dollars in theoretical EV, I'm going to play the other place that I want to play and support. And, you know, ironically enough, I think that's potentially the highest EV way to run it, and it's also the only way to effectively you know, affect change as well, you know. So
Reward
I enjoy
the businesses that you are, you know, operating in a way that you approve
yeah
of.
I enjoy voting with my wallet, you know. It's which is one of the reasons why I'm so passionate and feel so fortunate about being involved with Playlive, because it's an opportunity, albeit, you know, like I'm certainly not one of the decision makers, but I get to be a part of something like this with a place that's doing things the right way. And, you know, I've got a whole career of frustrations of dealing with things that you know, seem like easy fixes that fall on deaf ears at certain places. And now, you know, I get to be in a position where I can be a part of something where, like I said, Playlive does all the little things the right way. They listen to player feedback. You know, it's a very, you know, by the players, for the players. I think I've heard you say we want to build tournaments that we would want to play in.
Absolutely.
And so I love it. You know, I'm a player first. I love just getting in there and competing and just enjoying the game. And this is a great place to do that. And I may have gotten pretty sidetracked here from what a day in the life looks like.
No, I love it. I mean, yeah.
No, honestly, getting back to that, I like to go to the gym. I like to bowl a little bit, and I like to get down to the tournament as close to on time as I can. And then I like to do my best at the tournament, and however that shakes out, I like to go home and do my best on that home front.
Love it. Yeah, we were giving you a lot of credit. You jumped off the plane, jet lag, 16-hour flight, got lunch with me, jumped straight into the Six Max, second place for your troubles. I mean, that was, you slept 5 hours, and the next day for day 2, I was like, are you feeling good for the final table? And your exact words to me were, oh yeah, I slept 5 hours in a bed. I feel great. I was like, 5 hours, I feel great. Wow, you don't hear that every day.
Well, there's certainly a level of excitement about just being down here too, where, you know, you wake up, sometimes you're able to get back to sleep. Here, you got that buzzing excitement of being here, man.
And look at this. Look at that rose gold trophy. Saw some shout outs about the trophy. So we do have the rose gold for the 3K and the 5K for our high roller events. And then, of course, for the main event, we have the Melbourne Millions themed gold trophy. Man, that rose gold looks sweet.
It does, man. It does. I was in the running for the 2K, and I'm like, oh man, The 2K is not a gold one. The 3K is. You know.
Yeah, I think we maybe we'll add the 2K to the rolls.
No,
gold
it's
tier
not a
next year.
criticism. It's you know, I just got to focus up on this 5K now. So you were asking earlier about the difference between the small ante and the big ante, and heads up, it really shows because, and Cooper certainly picked up on that right away because 6-4 offsuit, a trash hand, but he knew that it's a mandatory VPIP there. Whereas if they were playing individual ante, old school, it's been a while since, you know, I looked at outputs for that, but I think there's probably some folds there.
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, just the price you're getting is insane, right? Half a big blind to win 3 bigs. So getting laid 6-1 just to complete, I mean, that's going to be profitable with literally any 2 cards in poker.
I saw it. Danny morning drills.
Let's see if Mr. Richmond subscribes to that theory.
Yeah, this is always a funny one when you have the 10-1 lead. You almost feel like you have the match locked up, like you kind of just deserve to win the tournament. But that can be a very dangerous attitude, right?
Oh, yeah. It's like having a 2-goal lead in hockey or something. It's like you're expected to win, but things are far from over, and it can be a dangerous mental space to be in.
Cooper Feltham does get the jam through. 120 to 13 bigs, so much ground to cover here.
All right, I'm pulling for Cooper at the moment. You know, I'm gonna keep it unbiased in here, but I want to see like a deep stack, a little bit of intricate big blind or heads up play here, and see how these guys choose to battle against each other.
Yeah, we were talking about this yesterday in the booth, how volatile heads up play can be, right? It can just go on and on and on, or it can end very quickly. I think your heads up match with Josh Chen was a great example of that. Riazati and I were talking about that in the booth. You know, you had one of those ace blocker hands, very profitable jam, but some percentage of the time you just run into it and then the match can just end, right? But if that one gets through, that match could have gone on for hours and hours and hours.
Yeah, for sure.
Goes cheering for his opponent. You gotta love it.
Don't get too comfortable. It's heads up, that's all.
Now, you must have played quite a few heads-up matches in your career, obviously having gone deep in so many tournaments. How do you feel about your heads-up game? Is that something you've prioritized studying a lot?
It goes in waves. You know, it's poker tournaments. You've got to be like decent at so many different scenarios that, you know, it goes in waves. What have I studied most recently? And heads up is an interesting thing because you get there the least often, but when you are there, it's for the most money. And honestly, like a big level up period in my game was when I exclusively studied heads up for a while. You know, I took a course on how to play heads up and ended up not playing very many hands of heads up, but just going through the process of learning how to play wider range poker was extremely beneficial. And I'm a big proponent of the thought that, you know, if you can learn something that's seemingly unrelated, and it's gonna find ways to level up your game in ways you couldn't have imagined when you got into it. Lately I've been playing more mixed games, and I swear, just like learning these different games where different parts of poker become more or less important, it's like the dials get turned up or down on certain poker fundamentals. And then coming back to Hold'em, you know, you just feel like these things gel in your head better, and you just have like this more solid fundamental knowledge of the game of poker. So I love all the variants of poker, and I love learning new things about any type of game.
I think that's one of those things that makes a player like Phil Ivey so dangerous, right? Just experienced in so many formats for so many years, right?
With the live chops as well.
Yeah,
you know,
like, so scary at the table. The one time I ever played with him, I was freaking out, man.
Yeah, for sure. And then when you're somebody like him, you know, people are people are in a heightened state when they're playing against you. You know, perhaps you're able to get more off of people, you know, live tell wise when they're in an excited state like they probably are when they play against him.
No home Jerome, baby. Now, the story that I heard, because obviously I'm from the tri-state area, so, you know, I grew up in my early 20s playing a lot in Atlantic City, Borgata and the like, Taj Mahal back in the day as well before it was gone. And the story that I heard about Ivy when he was playing underage on his fake ID as Jerome Washington, I know a lot of people know that story, is that he comes in on his 21st birthday and gives his real ID and just tells them, hey, my name's not Jerome, my name's Philip Ivy. And they're like, oh, you know, don't be crazy, Jerome. At this point, he's like the most well-known poker player in Atlantic City, up huge amounts, crushing the 7-card stud games. And he's like, no, my name's really Phil. And the rumor that I heard is that the security guard took his fake ID, ripped it in half, tossed it in the trash, and said, good luck today, Jerome. And they just continued to call him Jerome for years to come. It had been too long at that point.
Good for the security guard for having a sense of humor and accepting the new reality. Besides calling him the wrong name.
Yeah, he's just like, you know what? Whatever, man. You know, is what it is.
There's a lot of funny stories about, like, how young people were when they first started playing online poker back in the heyday. Obviously, not going to formally promote any kind of underage gaming, but it's simply the fact of the matter, like, a lot of the initial poker boom online poker players started at a very young age.
Oh, yeah. Got Lachlan Crilly, Chris Kokinos on the rail, supporting their boy. Yes, the chat is live. So if you want to harass us, we do ask you that you keep it positive in chat when talking about the players on the table. This is not an environment to be mean or toxic, but you can give us as much shit as you want. That's what we're here for. Cooper is going to jam it in. It's going to be a pretty easy fold for Mr. Richmond. It's going to show his patience here, take his time, look for the right moment. Again, if you are just joining us, we are here at the Playlive Melbourne Millions. We're heads up for a 3K Mammoth title, almost $50,000 for first place, plus that beautiful rose gold Playlive spade.
I see Lachlan and Chris in the
corner
in
here.
the background. Are they mates with Cooper?
Very much so. That crowd, I think, does some studying together. Definitely does some grinding together.
Yeah, I'm not surprised having played against them. Yeah, there's value in having like a little poker crew, just people that you can bounce hands off of. The same way I was talking about learning other games, improving your hold'em game. Just having people that you can bounce ideas off of, and like admit when you make mistakes and aren't certain about certain spots. Immensely valuable if you're trying to get better as a poker player.
Absolutely. Keeping a good crew around you, always important. It's good to stay humbled. I always say no need to stay humble, but it's good to get humbled often. Bit of that ego can go a long way in tournaments, but it's good to mix that with having better players around you so that you're reminded that there's always further up the ladder you can climb. Oh, and this is a jam from Cooper Feltham, and I think with the King 10, this might be a call.
Yep,
it is a call from Mr. Richmond. Jack 7 versus King 10, and this could be for the tournament. If the King 10 can hold, we will be crowning a champion here in the 3K Mammoth.
Little advanced
peek. And a
peek.
king in the window. And that is going to do it. Mr. Richmond is going to be your 3K Mammoth champion. $48,000 in the Rose Gold Trophy. Cooper Feltham, I mean, listen, with how short he was three-handed, he is going to be thrilled with that second place result.
Great showing. And yeah, congrats to Mr. Richmond. He appears ecstatic, and I'm sure
gonna get that custom water bottle.
Oh baby.
Says 3K Mammoth champion on it.
You know, I heard there was a deal made the other day, and the winner took the trophy, and second place took the water bottle.
Yes, between Luke Martinelli and Mr. Anha. Heads up in the opening event.
But the water bottle says winner on it. So I wonder when he looks at that water bottle at home, and
Yeah,
if he's going to be
reminded.
reminded, or does he like take some white out to it and you know, correct it?
Yeah, right runner up, you know, vice champion, silver medal. So congratulations to Mr. Richmond. Thank you guys all so much for joining us. We are going to take a short break, but in an hour, we will be back with the live stream game with Mr. Eric Baldwin on the table, along with Abby Poker, Miss Abby Merck, some other athletes, creators, and all kinds of shenanigans here in Australia, and of course my very own business partner, Mr. Bridges Rowe, who will be splashing around trying to see if he can dust off the cobwebs and still play any poker. Eric, thank you so much for joining me in the booth today, man.
Oh, I'm happy to be here, and thanks for having me. And it's time to get into playing mode. Although tonight is going to be, I'm expecting a much lighter atmosphere. You know, I'm not going to battle like it's a big time tournament tonight. Looking to have some fun and hopefully play some fun hands at poker.
Absolutely. So we will see you guys in just about an hour. Might be an hour 20 with the delay. 6 p.m. Come check us out. Don't go too far. We will be back with the live stream. But for now, signing off and see you soon.
Can someone play the Tigerland song? Hold it.